WNYC support comes from Steal This Story, Please, the new film about independent journalist and Democracy Now! Founder Amy Goodman, now playing at IFC Center featuring opening weekend Q&As. More at ifccenter.com.
All the things that are keeping you from having dedicated writing time every day, these are the exact same things that are making your story meaningful, that are enriching your life.
Author Tayari Jones on all of it.
Give me the books by someone who's living a full life, who's engaged in the world. Give me the books by the people working 2 or 3 jobs. Give me the books by the caregivers. I want to hear what these people have to say.
Don't miss all of it with me, Allison Stewart. Weekdays at noon on WNYC.
It is 6:51, and you're listening to Morning Edition on WNYC. First Lady Melania Trump makes a rare public statement denying she was friends with the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
The lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today.
Melania Trump is also denying she was one of Epstein's victims. Hear what else she had to say, what she's calling for. That's at about 15 minutes on Morning Edition from NPR and the WNYC Newsroom. Low 40s and partly sunny now, sunny and mid-60s today with a calm wind. Great-looking weekend ahead.
We hear from many experts trying to beat the market. Today, the man who's warned for half a century that it can't be done.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Schwab. At Schwab, investors get choices ranging from self-directed investing to full-service wealth management all in one place. Learn more at schwab.com. And by JLL, providing commercial real estate solutions for investors and tenants around the world. JLL.com. JLL, see a brighter way.
I'm David Brancaccio in Los Angeles. First, we'll get a look today at how conflict in the Middle East, blocking oil shipments and raising energy prices, is shaping U.S. inflation. Marketplace's Nancy Marshall-Genzer is watching for the March Consumer Price Index.
The overall inflation rate will rise by 1%, according to Pantheon Macroeconomics, driven mostly by an expected 23% spike in gas prices. Goldman Sachs economists predict higher oil prices pushed up airfares by 4%. They expect an overall inflation rate of almost 3.5% for March, and they think energy prices will shoot up again this month, bringing headline CPI inflation to about 4% for April. I'm Nancy Marshall-Genzer for Marketplace.
To be clear, the big route for oil, the Strait of Hormuz, is still closed, and oil is up slightly this morning, $97.86 a barrel. It was $67 before the U.S. and Israel launched against Iran. Stock index futures are little changed ahead of that inflation data.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Mercury, business banking and financial software to help entrepreneurs send money, create invoices, pay bills, and more. Learn more at Mercury.com. And by GEP. With GEP Key Agentic AI and GEP Smart Software, GEP is at the forefront in agentic procurement orchestration and autonomous supply chains.
Today's my last day hosting the Marketplace Morning Report here. But first, a last interview. I thought, why not catch up with the author of what is arguably the most influential book on personal finance and investing of all time. First published in 1973, A Random Walk Down Wall Street argues that it's super hard to beat the stock market. Its author, Burton Malkiel, Princeton professor emeritus, is still at it at 93. He joins us from New Jersey. Dr. Malkiel, welcome.
Delighted to be with you.
13 editions of Random Walk. I have my dog-eared copy. I gave a gift of your book to my kids when they were starting out. But for those new to it, Professor, you make the case that what? It's pretty darn hard to beat the market averages by picking individual stocks?
This was my thesis over 50 years ago when the book first came out. It was not really accepted at that time. A lot of professionals thought this was nonsense. But the fact of the matter is that with over 50 years of experience, we know that a simple so-called index fund, by which we mean A fund that buys all of the stocks in the stock market does actually better than professional money managers. It's not that it's always right, but that the judgment of the market has been consistently shown to be better than the judgment of individual active managers.
Now, none of this means you shouldn't tend to your portfolio. Keep an eye on it, rebalance it. Don't just set it and forget it.
About a year ago, we had the president announce Liberation Day, huge tariffs on all foreign countries. The market collapsed that day, and a lot of active managers said, oh my God, it's the end of the world. We've got to go and sell all of our stocks. And then a week later, the president reversed himself and the market went back up. This is the problem. Nobody can time the market. And so, yes, you ought to look at your investments. You absolutely ought to care for them, but never, never, never think that you will be able to time the market and get in and out of stocks at the right time.
I'm thinking of somebody, though. I mean, you do acknowledge that some people are okay at this. Some people have figured it out, it seems, how to beat the market. You must have known the late Jim Simons, the mathematician at Stony Brook and hedge fund manager at Renaissance Technologies. I mean, he made a fortune for his investors, taking advantage of market inefficiencies that his mathematical models seem to identify.
To the extent that an inefficiency arises, and someone can take advantage of it temporarily, it will eventually disappear. For example, over time, people determined that there was a so-called Christmas rally in the stock market. That is, that the stock market would go up between Christmas and New Year's. Well, if that's true, what do I do as an active manager? What I do is I buy the day before Christmas and I sell the day before New Year's. But then I realize, because other people are doing this, I have to go and buy 2 days before Christmas and sell 2 days before New Year's. And eventually that, quote, inefficiency will disappear. It is true that some active managers have taken a lot of risk and have been right. But it's also true that a lot of hedge fund managers have taken these kinds of risks and have gone bankrupt.
Burton Malkiel, the author of what many consider the most influential book about investing of all time. It's called A Random Walk Down Wall Street, more than 2 million copies in print. He's Professor Emeritus of Economics at Princeton. Dr. Malkiel, thank you so much for this.
My pleasure.
My full conversation with Dr. Malkiel is streamable from marketplace.org. I'm going to keep that with me at all times. It includes what to do if you think we're living in an AI bubble. Spoiler alert, the answer is not a lot. As for me, I'm staying at Marketplace here, but just not waking up at 2 a.m. Pacific. I'm excited to move into a senior correspondent role covering future effects for us, taking the long view on policy, innovation, personal finance. Author and social critic Kurt Vonnegut once suggested in an interview with me that we needed a secretary of the future, so I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm David Brancaccio. Talk with you soon. From APM, American Public Media.